Hello guys, welcome to stream. Ha 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 ha. ഇന്ന് കുറച്ച് ലേറ്റ് ആയി പോയെന്നറിയാം. ഐ ആം സോറി, ഞാൻ കുറച്ച് പണിയുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. സോ സ്ട്രീം ഇന്ന് കുറച്ച് ലേറ്റ് ആയി പോയി, സ്മോൾ ആയിട്ട്. എനിവേസ് Maggie. Okay, so basically ഇന്നത്തെ എൻ്റെ ടൈറ്റിൽ വേറൊന്നുമല്ല. So for people who know the Pixar animated movie Elemental, apparently ഇന്നലെ സ്പൈഡർ വേഴ്സിനെ ഇത് ചെയ്തു, ബോക്സ് ഓഫീസ് ഇന്റർനാഷണൽ ബോക്സ് ഓഫീസ് ഡീത്രോൺ ചെയ്തു, I think. So the weird thing about it is Elemental is an okay movie. Like that's it. Like Elemental, like from what I seen, Elemental has animators passion in it. Like I genuinely saw some elements like they had it, but the movie itself was a very niche movie. Like there was nothing of, you know, groundbreaking or anything. It's just an okay movie. So the fact that something phenomenal like Spider-Verse was overtaken by that was a very big shot, I guess. I don't know, groundbreaking or so. I am എനിക്ക് അതുകൊണ്ട് ചെറുതായി I'm a bit surprised. ഓ എൻ്റെ മോനെ, എൻ്റെ ബോഡി മൊത്തം ചോറിയുന്നു. എനിക്ക് എന്തോ റിയാക്ഷൻ ഉണ്ടെന്ന് തോന്നുന്നു വലിയ വീണ്ടും. എനിവേസ്, സുലൈമാൻ അബ്ബാസ് 2001 സയ്യിദ് അബീക്കിയൽ. എൻ്റെ മോനെ, റെവനൻ്റെ സ്കിൻ. എനിക്ക് ഏത് ഹീറോസാണെന്ന് മനസ്സിലാവുന്നില്ല നടുക്കത്തത്, ബട്ട് ബാംഗ്ലൂരാണെന്ന് തോന്നുന്നു. ജീസസ് സ്കൗട്ട് കേട്ടോട്ട് ഓരോരുത്തരോരോ ഫോണറിലായിരിക്കും. Okay, I see. Monumental failure. നമുക്ക് ജനുവിനിൽ ഒരു കില്ല് പോലും ഇല്ല. ഞാൻ മരിച്ചു. Finally. Finally, we have one kill. I mean, I have one kill.
Go here, captain it.
Love me an LMG.
നമ്മളേതാ? ഓ, വോൾഫ് സ്ക്വാഡ് നമ്മുടെ ടീമാണല്ലേ ലീഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ഈസി. How?
No one hides from my drill. Recast.
How did I fail to kill him? How did I fail to kill the Loba? Okay, you know what? At least I got some damage. Okay, gun runil red tier weapons varam എന്നാണ് എൻ്റെ ഒരു ഓർമ്മ. Yeah, വരാം. Yeah. Prowler ആണ് നെക്സ്റ്റ്. ഓ ഇത് prowler ആണ്. ഇത് kill എടുത്താലേ പറ്റൂ. ഞാൻ kill എടുത്താലേ പറ്റൂ because prowler. Okay, at least I didn't get meleeed. So I just need this kill. I get one kill and I'm one opportunity.
Charging my shield.
Oh, bear squad വീണ്ടും overtake ചെയ്തു. Okay. Need a kill. Gun. Yes, finally. Red weapon kill. Let's go. One. What is it? Damage. Easy. Sale pennundo, pennine kaiyundo. Sale. Idendone. How did orange score? The fuck?
Performed exquisitely, but I must clip your strings now, my puppet. Casting a shadow.
He did good. I think he did good. I mean, well, maybe not that good after all considered.
Oh shit, no, I forgot.
Of people back then saying, well, Mario 64 is an anomaly. You can't expect other studios to be able to accomplish this. You can't apply this standard to other platformers. It's not fair. Here's the thing, right? Wouldn't a company or a person genuinely passionate about their craft want to compete with Baldur's Gate? Competition breeds improvement. It creates better products and we all win in the end. Complacency seems to be what some of these devs are advocating for, or at the very least admitting they work for a studio that doesn't prioritize making good products as much as they should. I get what they're trying to say though, right? Don't expect every quarterback to be as good as Tom Brady, but every quarterback should try to be as good as Tom Brady. I don't know a single game dev who has conveyed this sentiment about BG3. Instead, I've heard devs ask folks not to use the great things achieved by this team as a weapon to use against other devs. Now, this is the actual argument I think some of them are trying to present, right? Remember how obnoxious the PlayStation fanboys would get when they compared every video game ever made to The Last of Us 2? Yeah, nobody should be doing that with Baldur's Gate 3. The one or two devs they were quoting were talking about how you shouldn't be expecting every RPG studio to be making games on the scale of BG3 because not every studio has the time, effort, or manpower. Yes, but some studios do have the time and manpower. They just don't put in the effort. Nobody is saying Johnny Game Developer and his 2 college dorm roommates should make a 100-hour masterpiece RPG as their first game. Nobody's saying that. I don't think people are saying that BG3 is the new standard, but rather it should raise everybody else's standards because a lot of other developers are really fucking down in the ground, man. CD Projekt Red, Cyberpunk, Fallout 76, Bethesda. This is why Starfield has such high expectations behind it and why it will be such a disappointment if that game turns out to be a glitchy, bug-ridden disaster. So many of these other companies have the exact same tools and resources at their disposal at Larian, They just make terrible products. So yeah, this is what AAA studios should strive to achieve. And it's fine if they don't. But if they try, then they'll probably make a good RPG. Cyberpunk is a prime example of why everyone's standards should be higher. It's a wake-up call for a lot of these other developers, I hope. Larian has had such an underdog story that like it's so cathartic to see them succeed, because 10 years ago, they were raising funds for Divinity Original Sin through a Kickstarter program. This is a studio that risked bankruptcy in the name of quality. So at the end of the day, I think a lot of gamers have also woken up when they see what we've been missing for a long time, or at least what has become so rare in the industry, a game released by a studio that has no intentions of selling you something beyond that initial purchase. A game that works and is complete at launch. Baldur's Gate 3 is just an amazing game, and we should all be celebrating it. It is the prince who was promised, and hopefully it sends shockwaves across the industry. Should we compare every new RPG that comes out to Baldur's Gate 3? Probably not. Let's hope every new RPG in the AAA space tries to be as good, and that those companies try to be as pro-consumer as Larian. But thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, and subscribe to the Act-Man for more awesome content. Don't forget to order your Air Up water bottle using my link in the description and pinned comment. Use code Act-Man for 15% off. Alright everyone, that's all I got for today. This is the Act-Man signing out. Peace!
Today's video is brought to you by our friends over at Manscaped, the premium brand for men's grooming and hygiene products across the globe and beyond. 9 million men use their products worldwide. Trimmers, hygiene, and shower formulations, and of course those premium boxers. Now they come again, changing the world, the game with a brand new product. Ladies and gentlemen, they have got the new tool, the Handyman. Now when we're talking about making effective grooming routines, the Handyman does exactly that. First things first, it delivers a quick, close shave with a unique blade system. Features a standard coil shaver as well as a long hair leveler blade to knock down 3 days worth of growth. Say goodbye to all those patchy beards and hell with your clean, well-groomed appearance. And of course, let's not forget the safe technology designed to help reduce those cuts and bruises. And of course, the Handyman is waterproof, meaning they can use this in the shower, take one quick and easy. Compact design, perfect for making it super really tricky areas. You know what I'm talking about. And you know what the best part about it is? You don't even have to leave it at home. It's airplane friendly. Compact size, rechargeable battery. You can take this anywhere you go and groom yourself. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, you get a special offer. If you get 20% of the Manscaped. So what are you waiting for? Upgrade your grooming routine and get your hands on with the Handyman. Your face is gonna change. Anyways, let's get on with the video. Hello guys and gals, me Nudahar, and I got a mob console that has ties to the Swedish Mafia, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not wondering why I have gloves for this, and to be honest, I'm gonna save that just for a little bit, because the console we're talking about today, ladies and gentlemen, is the Gizmondo. No, that's not the actual name that I'm making up. That is actually what it is called. The Gizmondo Gaming Site. So to understand, the Gizmondo was released March 19, 2005. The audience watching this video will tell me that that's 4 days before the Sony PSP. North America, March 24, 2005. I gotta make sure. I don't want to bring up this info here. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, we're talking about the same system, the PSP, that had an entire Grand Theft Auto game, and if you were one that enjoyed Nintendo, you could buy the DS, which is probably one of the best-selling handhelds of all time. Alright, Nintendo pretty much has a monopoly on that market, but the DS was a very popular system for obvious reasons. Great games, great system, amazing battery life, and brand power, something the Gizmondo did not have. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the Gizmondo was a response to the PSP, the Nintendo DS, in some cases the N-Gage 2, ladies and gentlemen, more so mobile phones at the time. For those of you who don't know, mobile phones and mobile gaming was a lot different back then too. Nowadays, you get a whole bunch of mobile titles you can download for free. Back in the day, you had to actually go through your cell phone carrier and you can get ports of big name games. Like this Splinter Cell Chaos Theory port. That was a side-scroller this is not something that could, in my opinion, replace the main Xbox release. But yeah, you'd actually pay a premium markup to your phone company, download this Java game, and you could play not just this, but various other titles that have various different degrees of quality. Heck, there was an entire Metal Gear Solid game that one could play that only belonged on Nokia handheld devices. Now, of course, Gizmondo was different. It was a console trying to do everything. Messenger friends using GPS technology that didn't work properly. Do you want to download video games? I think you might have been able to. I think there was an option where you could use the GPS to fight off people near you. You could actually have turf battles in certain video games with the GPS functionality, something I'll be getting to towards the end because I actually have a real Gizmondo sitting here. But it also had physical media that I've only ever seen on one YouTube channel. Speaking of YouTube channels, I actually have an interest for this video from like 14 years ago, before I ever started Some Ordinary Gamers. There was a channel a long time ago known as Gooch and the Douchebag, and while this channel still exists, I believe the owners haven't signed on for a literal eon, so if you want to show them some love, they may or may not know, but these guys made a video review of the Gizmondo that stuck with me to this very day. And it's what prompted me to spend $700 on eBay to find a tracker that would actually find the system, send it over to me, and actually clean it up pretty well. Now, the Gizmondo has some popular games. It had a bunch of games. Games like Sticky Balls. Hey, you guys got San Andreas? Mom, can I have GTA San Andreas? No, son, we have San Andreas at home. It's called Color, a gangsta style game that is absolutely dog water. We'll get to it in a bit. Then, of course, you've also got other games like SSX3, yes, ported officially by Electronic Arts. So they were throwing hefty sums for actual ports of big name games on the worst-selling handheld known to man. Now, it's about time that I pick up this bad boy, so I'm going to actually grab the old gloves here real quick. The Gizmondo was known to have this weird vinyl look to it. Basically, in hot weather, it would melt. I believe the reseller fixed it up. It's just plastic at this point, but I'm not trying to catch no crazy biohazard while I'm playing. Now, I ended up picking it up for $700. Nike box. I don't know if it's actually a real Nike box, and if I look deep into it, it's got some newspapers from the old United Kingdom. And for some reason, the reseller decided to give me a plug for the Europeans. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to be doing it with here in Canada. We've got normal plugs, not this. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, you shipped me this device over here, which has a battery that they've finally managed to... They actually put a new battery on this thing, directly soldered it onto the device. It's still terrible battery life. We're talking like 30 minutes at max. I'm not even joking with you. They gave me a SIM card, which, I don't know, may or may not have been used for illegal purposes. I think I'll find that out when, I'll be Exhibit A in a courtroom, I guess. Anyways, this device, when it came up over here, had a $400 price tag, okay?
Recharging my shield.
So to remind you, $400 for this pile of crap, and people wondered why it didn't sell. But don't get me wrong, Gizmondo executives had some brain blasts going on over there. They thought we could probably sell another version for $250 and subsidize it by having ads on the system. Now, this version never really came out. I mean, it did, from what I understand, but the advertising system didn't. So, realistically, they sold the system on a loss and never even recouped anything. In fact, the financials are hilarious when we get to it. Gizmondo even thought advertising in Nintendo Power was a smart move. Why do you think you could advertise on your competitor and sandwich your shitty console in between a good console and good games? And have people not be attracted to the other stuff, but your non-water is beyond me. That's some serious copium right there, boys. Now, this wasn't even a small launch, by the way. This thing was showcased at the Consumer Electronics Show in 2004. And to promote the entire device, they had some pretty big parties. We're talking big celebrities showed up, performed, and they even went so far as to having Stefan Eriksson, one of their executives, I want you to remember this name right now, participating in the Leman's 2005 tournament with a Gizmondo-sponsored Ferrari. There is footage of this. I'm not joking with you. Let's watch it together. Look at that. Look at that Ferrari. Completely butchered visually by having been Gizmondo. Please see the Gizmondo employees and this abject, horrible decal work on this device. This is not only abusive to the world of video gaming, but abusive to automotive fans around the world. Now, he did not drive the Ferrari. That was actually just Gizmondo gave Stefan. participate in the Lee Man's tournament would be an extra layer of wild storytelling that frankly is not realistic in this universe that we live in. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, all of this confidence and promotion just to sell under 25,000 units. Again, making this the worst selling handheld in history. Now to understand, I mentioned Stefan Eriksson, and ladies and gentlemen, when I talked about the Swedish console, I was not kidding. This console has links to an organized criminal. To understand how it works, Stefan Eriksson developed Stefan Eriksson as a Swedish video game developer and criminal. Not even alleged, straight up called him a criminal from Uppsala, who's famous for two things, ladies and gentlemen. Spearheading this dog shit with his friend and business partner, Carl Freer, and also crashing a $2 million valued Enzo Ferrari in the coast of Southern California. A story that we will get to later because it's also as wild as this console. Stefan Eriksson isn't some small-time gangster, according to authorities. He was the leader of the Uppsala Mafia, which is a Swedish mob organization, up until he developed the Gizmondo. Now, the first time of this career criminal scum here was back in the early 90s, late 80s, when he was known as Jak Stef, or basically Fat Steve, translated in American. He was an auto body shop employee who started with petty thievery. Did a light 3-month sentence where after getting out he'd get caught again in 1948
oddly satisfying
on drug and arms trafficking convictions. Oh boy, this guy is not a small-time player, he's a big-time player. Because after he came out of this, he ended up spearheading the Uppsala Mafia. According to this article that I had translated in English from all the way back, he was allegedly responsible for serious high-profile violent crimes. He lived like a 1980s Miami drug boss. The Scarface of Sweden, if you will. Expensive boats, nice cars like a Mercedes SL, Mercedes being one of, I guess, his favorite brands we'll get to later. Ladies and gentlemen, beyond all of this, they even had a legal op that was called Kanon Inkasso. I have to read my notes because I'm not a Swedish speaker. But I shit you not, it translates to the Canon debt collectors, which I guess the best way to describe them are like the Yakuza, you know, nicely dressed, come up to your office and beat the living crap out of you to get your money, collect your debt, so on and so forth. And hey, they even allegedly tried to scam a bank out of millions of krones that they did not possess. And basically, all of it culminated with Stefan getting sentenced to 10 years in prison. Though he'd only actually end up serving 5 years, but the charges were counterfeiting and fraud. So this guy is a career criminal, and in some cases, not really a good one. According to some of the court documents that would surface, there appeared to be some serious witness tampering. Witness tampering in the sense that one of the witnesses had to dodge not just one, but 2 bomb attempts, okay? So it was a wild situation. So wild that Swedish police couldn't even find a lot of people that would testify in this entire case. Now, of course, these guys were violent, sociopathic, and after all of this, Stefan decides, yeah, I'm gonna work on the Gizmondo. Now, while the Gizmondo is a new project, I dug up SEC documentation that showcased, even though this was new, Stefan and various other executives were not below getting massive salary packages. We're talking $867,000 for Bo Stefan Eriksson. Oh, but that's just the salary. Muda, we gotta include the bonus of $1.3 million. And there was a bunch of other compensations too that included like $5,000 for his car or something like that. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, he wasn't just making fat stacks. The other individuals like Carl Freer was also making some pretty solid fat stacks as well too. And of course, beyond just making those fat stacks, it's no shock that Gizmondo ended up being a commercial failure. When they racked up $300 million US in losses, they also had a few multi-million-dollar lawsuits from MTV, Swedish conglomerates, and a fucking Formula One racing team. So when it came to one of the companies that the Gizmondo was under, the Gizmondo was actually part of Tiger Telematics. And according to the SEC filings that, of course, we looked up, according to what had come out from Wired, actually, back in the day, was creditors began circling Ogilvy, which is, you know, from Sweden, sued for more than $4 million it claimed it was owed for marketing and advertising. MTV Networks Europe demanded $1.5 million after Gizmondo reneged on an agreement to sponsor several of the network's shows. And then, of course, the Jordan Grand Prix lawsuit had been $3 million, which, you know, again, when you're getting sued by F1 teams, you got some problems. Basically, they weren't paying their bills, this guy didn't fill his car notes, everything was just a giant scam. It was actually wild how Stefan, even towards like the point where he resigned from the company, it ended up moving all the way to California, where just to get into the United States, given how much of a known felon this guy was a bit questionable. But all of this, after the Gizmondo's failure, Stefan was coming up again in the limelight a year later when he crashed a $2 million Ferrari Enzo on the Pacific Coast Highway.
Chris, that Ferrari Enzo was nearly obliterated in the high-speed crash along the PCH. The occupants who were protected inside its Formula One-style cockpit walked away. But one of those men, Stefan Eriksson, isn't escaping attention. At the scene of yesterday's crash, sheriff's investigators talked to Stefan Eriksson, who said he was the owner of the smashed $1 million Ferrari.
Now, this is a bit of a different story. This has nothing to do with the Gizmondo, but in itself, the story is so fucking outlandish. So, on February 21st, 2006, he was allegedly driving, while intoxicated, of course, an Enzo Ferrari on the Pacific Coast Highway. Now, according to the actual CBS article that was in March 2006, they actually talked about the police were told that there was apparently a video camera rolling, and they sped along the highway. There was no video equipment that was found. However, the more I researched into the story, it hurts the fact that this Enzo Ferrari was only out of 400, so one loss is just painful. But the other thing is, there was a loaded gun magazine found near the crash too. And it's one thing law enforcement authorities, Homeland Security looked into it, the story just kept on getting weirder and weirder. Yeah, the car malfunctioned, lost control, and hit a pole outside Malibu. It hit the pole so hard that the car split in half. Now, of course, cops got involved, obviously, and Eriksson claimed at the time that he was just a passenger in the car. The actual car was being driven by a guy known as Dietrich, and of course, it turns out that there was even another person at the crash, too, known as Trevor Carney, who found in another car, allegedly, Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren, that he was also the passenger that was claimed to have been racing the red Enzo Ferrari. Now, of course, the fun part about the story is that neither the Mercedes McLaren was found, and Dietrich, they were both gone. So, law enforcement basically concluded that Eriksson was driving the Ferrari. Now, Eriksson was so lost that he ended up bringing out a business card, and he started claiming that he was the deputy police commissioner with the San Gabriel Valley Transit Authority. I dug up one article from the Pasadena Star News that ended up saying, arrest made in Ferrari probe. And who's the arrest of? The arrest is of Yusuf Maiwandi, who is actually the leader of this transit authority. So yeah, this guy got charged with perjury, and the transit authority ended up raiding this person's offices where they found guns, badges, and an unmarked police vehicle. Searches at Maiwandi's home and 3 other locations turn up several handguns, a box of police badges, jackets with police written on the back, and a vehicle with the appearance of an unmarked police car. Yeah, this is that itself is a pretty goddamn serious operation. What's even funnier then is that a month later, Stefan's fiancée, Nicole Person, was driving a 2005 Mercedes SLR McLaren, and she was pulled over because of a suspicious plate. Now, she didn't have a valid license, intelligent, and the car wasn't even registered. Turns out they were all illegally exported from Great Britain, and investigators connected the dots and found out that the crashed Enzo Ferrari, another Ferrari, a black one, and then 2 more Mercedes-Benzes on top of the McLaren were actually not registered, and they were exported illegally from Great Britain. And not only were the fact that these cars were exported, they were leases from back home. And the leases stopped being paid, they were shipped out, and some of them were, the Mercedes-Benzes, from what I understand, were reported stolen, so these scumbags could get another insurance payout out of them. Dude, I pay my insurance premiums up the ass. And for these scumbags to cause my premiums to go through the roof because they're stealing vehicles is beyond me. It burns me. Now, of course, when the cops raided Eriksson's house in Bel Air, he was arrested under charges of drunk driving, coke possession, numerous weapons charges, embezzlement, and of course, grand theft auto. But of course, he was facing around 2 years. And then, of course, the plea deal was exported back to Sweden, where again he still had to serve an 18-month sentence for extortion and aggravated assault. Yeah, that's the story of Stefan Eriksson, the Gizmondo,
really
and how
is
this
a jet sentence
crazy company
for
failed
you.
to exist. But of course, I've got the Gizmondos. So what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is sit down, relax, and explore this pile of shit together with you. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I got the Gizmondo ready to go. Now here's the system fired up. I'm charging it via this cable, so if you feel old, there you go. This is running out of a keyboard. So, ladies and gentlemen, to understand, I've got the batteries over here. I've got a VGA 0.3 megapixel camera. So yeah, don't expect photo qualities to be insane on this. And an SD card that apparently has every single Gizmondo game known to man. Now, you can see this model has smart ads. Yeah, they never recouped it, obviously. Settings, they've got, different sounds, signals, they've got skins. So if you want to, customize your device a little bit, you can. Don't know why you would do that. Different languages, all that, and so on and so forth. Now, to understand, look at how poorly ergonomic. This is the L and R button, okay? So they look like watch batteries. The face buttons are stop, play, fast forward, rewind. The D-pad feels like a cat's asshole. And of course, at the top, you've got home, volume, brightness, triangle, Illuminati, and that's the power key, okay? So it's probably the worst UI, and we'll get to it in a bit, okay? So ladies and gentlemen, you've got movies. So yes, believe it or not, there were people that could expect to watch a movie on this, and if you had the Windows Media Viewer packet, you could absolutely encode to that. And to understand, this is what it looked like. So if you go full screen, the battery life isn't going to put you through an entire episode of Family Guy. So to watch a movie on this would be, in my opinion, statistically impossible, unless you're tethered to the wall, which at that point, why not just use a fucking television anyways? You've got music, so, you can play some music tracks on your device. The audio quality, as you can imagine, coming out of this, rectum of the speaker isn't going to be that great. You got messaging capability, so if you want to text people with your Gizmondo, you could. You've got GPS and web. And of course, obviously, the GPS does not work. No satellite coverage. I don't have web services, so that's not working. Now, you got a contact sheet. If you got... I assume people that owned this device didn't have friends, so this functionality never got met. Applications, we're going to fire up the game here real quick, but you've also got, a camera. So the camera quality isn't great by any stretch of the imagination, and to show you what the pictures look like, this is what came with the system. So to start off with, I got Genoa la mia Malatia, okay? Then I got an image of a guy pointing the camera towards their junk. Then I've got what appears to be the black market Gizmondo fucking, processing lab. 2 Albanian gangsters, I assume, and my house. So this was captured by me, not by the person selling it. Obviously, that would be a little weird. Now, of course, we're going to press the home button here, and we're going to fire up the game. But I'm going to show you some of the applications don't actually work. I believe you could use this to, GPS your way around places. So if you wanted to use this like a TomTom or a GPS device, God forbid, just get a real GPS, okay? That's all. Who is using their game console as a GPS? Stop it. And then, of course, you've got emulators. So this actually does have emulation, and the way that this works these are Windows CE. Windows CE. These are ported emulators, so some of them actually work. Like, for instance, this is the Super Nintendo emulator. Oh, Jesus Christ, this thing runs like hot ass. Okay, the title screen running at less than 60 is already dangerous, but let's load up the tournament, I guess.
This war shall be ours for the taking.
Cheap and tacky. It's like a poorly thought out device. Anyways, let's play the actual Gizmondo games, okay? So let's go to Doom. Let's launch up some Doom, see what it's all about here. Obviously, can it run Doom? I assume the answer is yes, and from what I get, this isn't a native port to the Gizmondo. This is a Windows CE version of the game. So let's go to new, knee deep. All right, let's go. All right, ultra violence is fine. Not gonna play this for more than like 5 seconds, but here it is. The game's loading up. Okay. Wait. R is paw. Oh, that is sick. Let's go over here, see if we can find it.
Oh, Persephone, Shark, Terra, Soul. Okay,
oh,
I see.
Jesus Christ!
I see, I lost.
All right, wait. Let's get some shots going on. Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Let's go to new game. New game. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, wait. Hold on. Bring me back in. Bring me back into the world. There we go. Alright, let's see if we can even get a kill on this version. It sucks because I'm looking at this through the camera viewfinder, so like the already small screen is difficult for me to actually utilize. And what I've realized in this is oh, that's auto map. There's no strafing? Oh, that is so sick and demented, dude. That's demented. Who plays this? I refuse to believe anybody's finished Doom on the Gizmondo. I think this is the most anybody's played on the device. Alright, now this is the best-selling game on the platform, Sticky Balls, so let's give Sticky Balls a try. This is Gizmondo Games, their special game studio. Let's see what this is. Let's see what this banger is all about, dude. Sticky Balls, Gizmondo Games, yeah, cool. They don't exist, okay? We don't need all these copyrights brought up. Alright, so here it is. Back. There we go. So we got some sticky balls. Let's go to that classic mode, alright? Coke classic style. Let's get into that shit. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna be honest. It looks good. It visually looks pretty decent, okay? Alright, wait. The classic game objective is to score the most points.
Salutation! Break a leg! Go get him!
I guess the point of this is... Oh, that's how you switch, I guess. Oh, okay, we've stuck the balls there. Cool. And then blue. Oh, so we kind of like... So we connect the balls then. Fair enough. So we connect the balls. Finished it? Okay, so I get the whole point of it. We connect balls together that are the same colors. Okay, so yellow balls. Yellow balls stick to the other yellow balls. That's cool. You know, it's got impressive physics for the time, too. I'm not even fucking around here. Let's see if we can get, like, a trick shot going here. And dude, I got high scores. I can see why this is the best, like, game, because that's really nice. And that kind of goes par for the course for most people that bought the Gizmondo. So let's connect this. Oh, we've got 3 balls connected together. Oh, babe! Oh, no way, no. Oh, there we go, we got 5. Okay. Now, I'll tell you right now, this game makes me want to, like, absolutely so bad. I'm gonna back out of it. But I actually have more. Say, Jimmy, you're new around here, ain't you? Yeah, I can tell. You got that look in your eyes. You're a mean one, but you ain't mean enough yet. Lots of people come off that train scared. You don't see them around so long. Okay. Yo, Pop, what you show? What you trying to think? You're gonna provide I got this here key to walk her upstairs. So here's our requirement. Try to hide blood and guns and shit. You know, here's the fact that the executor for this company a lot of effort here, okay? There's definitely a lot to offer. Use the D-pad to move, press the left shoulder button to toggle between walk and run. You will not tap. Wait. Press the left shoulder button to toggle. Tap the left shoulder button to hold the right to stray. I don't want to get copyright struck. And just dial that all the way down. Okay. You can use this blocker to stash away items and weapons you have no use and don't want to risk losing. Oh, okay, stash. Cool. Stop. Let's access the locker here real quick. Oh, dude, I got a gun? Oh, hell yeah. Let's use the gun in. I got one gun. Move that into... No, this guy. Oh, shit. Come on, bro. Dollar, holla, holla. I need to holster my gun here. Okay, alright, we're officially in the open world. That's what the GTA mechanic Why buy Grand Theft Auto Vice City stories or Liberty City stories when you have access to oh hell yeah! Get out of here, the hood's gonna love it. Thank God I have unlimited ammunition, Jesus Christ. Where's the cop? What's the police response? Oh, I'm getting cop responses! Oh, see, they got a whole wanted rating. You know, actually, this wanted system is better than, like, the Cyberpunk 2077 one. It's so insane. Like, they're not even spawning out of nowhere. They're, like, actually, like... Oh, my God! What the fuck are they made of? Oh, I was...
An enemy has been slain.
Or running your gun over them and then like kind of clear it out. Can we get away here? We might be able to. You know what? Actually, I'm just gonna get out of this game. This game is not as exciting as I once thought. Unloading game. First time I've ever seen that. That's crazy. Turn down the master volume because I don't want to get hit with a copyright here. All right, let's just take it. You know, it's not a PSP or anything, but you know, at least people will know that they're playing SSX. Man, you know, the frame rate's not too bad either. It's like kind of hitting. It might be like all muted SSX, and it is. But like, hey, listen, you know, you're playing SSX. This is what Mondo was doing. Look at how beautiful that skybox is, man. Look at it, dude. I'm doing combos and shit. On my way. This is amazing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, save yourself. Mondo, honestly, I'm tremendous content because my thumb feels like it's about to. Honestly, this is not super duper special. I'll look at a couple of the there's a lot to be desired, especially considering the fact that roughly for the same price, which would have given me 4 hours of fun. Ladies and gentlemen, Mondo was a tremendous family. That has ties to organized crime. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Tiger Telemetrics, Tiger Telenomics, whatever the fuck they want to call themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, the Gizmondo is and will forever remain a complete abject failure. That said, though, ladies and gentlemen, I need to take a long, grueling shower and consider my financial hands on a Gizmondo. Whereas, that being said, ladies and gentlemen,
Has been slain.
Welcome back.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Going back into the I know that there's a lot of vitriol straight my way. I can take it. It's not because I'm a master. I just want to know how much I can take. So if you feel the need, waterfall. This looks like
exciting. Anyway, today is a momentous occasion. It's an incredible occasion. It's a wondrous, fantastical occasion in which we will explore the factory of Poppy's playtime together and subject ourselves to horrors unknown. I'm your humble guide. And maybe whatever into the factory, we're going to see exactly how insane we could possibly be. Boom. Fly with Poppy. Now, I don't know about you. That's it's hard.
Don't let anyone else die.
As far as I'm not or you discover us
An ally has been slain.
before I go any further, retreat! Adequate experience for everybody. Are you able to hear me clearly over the game clearly? Right now there's this music going on. I don't want it fighting over another. I am a
Like, that's gonna do anything. And the way Spider-Man wraps webs around Lizard in this scene is pretty cool. After saving Gwen by throwing her out of a window, we get this iconic scene of Stan Lee in a library as Spider-Man and Lizard fight in the background. During the library battle, one of the books knocked off the shelf is Left Behind Part 8, The Mark, by Tim LaHaye and Jerry B. Jenkins. A story about a sewer-powered megalomaniac who seeks to remake the world in his own image. Very similar to the Lizard story. Now that's a cool Easter egg. Peter eventually finds Dr. Connor's lab in the sewers and learns of his plan. The Lizard get obliterated to regenerate his heart. And then, like caustic, mixed legends, he farts oh no, it stinks! He starts spraying infecting all of the Peter calls Gwen and tells her to leave. She denies his plea because she feels obligated to help everyone that's left the building to escape. And she also has to finish creating this antidote that will cure After hearing this, Peter calls Lizard breaks into the lab and finds Gwen hiding in a closet. He's like, yo, sup, bitch? All nice candles. He takes his gas tank and pieces out. The antidote finally finishes being created as soon as hides in the Oscorp lab, causing the fire doors to shut and firefighter agent to be released. The agent was either CO2 and would fight fires by displacing all the oxygen in the room, which would result in Gwen choking to death, or Halon, which is commonly used in industrial settings, which can cause nerve damage when in high enough concentration, and with exposure. So this really happened. Awesome part of and line up their brains so Spider-Man can use them to control the city. Gwen gives the antidote to Gwen. Spider-Man finds his way to Lizard, who's trying to spray his stinky lizard all over the city. Honestly, Spider-Man practically on rigs by actors and starring, rather than extensively using CGI animation.
Thanks.
Mark Webb explained they wanted the film more visible and thus more realistic, and they also built a car rig with a series of wires to help with VFX. Later in the fight, Lizard gets his claws on Peter and removes the pop filter from Peter's face. Lizard holds his head like a microwave and abuses his face with Lizard. At the last second, Dr. Connors catches him and saves him. Then there's this touching moment between Gwen's dad and Peter. He asks Peter to promise to keep Gwen out of his life to protect her, and then he dies. At the end, Peter brings home eggs to Aunt May, because earlier in the movie, Peter forgot to bring home eggs. This is showing how he's changing as a person and putting other people before himself. It's kind of all sad, like, oh, like, fuck you, Peter, asshole. And somehow she knows her dad made him promise this. I mean, yeah, she probably knows her dad better than anybody else, but like, how did you know that? Peter finally listens to the voicemail Uncle Ben left for him. Him and Eugene are friends now, I guess. And the movie ends with Peter hinting that he's gonna break the promise Gwen's dad asked him to keep. Kind of fucked up, Peter. I mean, yeah, love is love, right? Like, but still. And then we see a CGI spider swinging through the city and the movie ends. Originally in this movie, there was going to be 2 other villains with the lizard, which include Proto-Goblin and Big Wheel. Man, I would have loved to have seen Big Wheel. That would have been so dumb. However, they were both cut from the story, obviously. Overall, I think this is a decent enough movie. Like, yeah, it has a lot of flaws, but it's fine. It's a fun movie with some good acting here and there. This movie's biggest flaw by far is that it doesn't include J. Jonah Jameson.
Okay, so I guess I know taken നിർത്താം കാരണം നല്ല ലേറ്റ് ആയി കുറച്ച് പണിയുണ്ട് നാളെ ഓഫീസ് ഉണ്ട് so I guess ഞാൻ take നിർത്തുവാണ്
like he just doesn't exist.
വേറെ ഒന്നുമില്ല എലമെന്റലിനെ പറ്റി എനിക്ക് അത്രയും പറയാനുള്ളൂ വേറെ
I know a lot of people like to sleep on these movies. And if you're going to do so, you might as well sleep on something that's comfortable. Like a Helix
and I guess പതിപോലെ goodbye
GG's
and to be continued.
Bed for close
Bye
to
bye.
3 months now, and I've got to say I've never slept